The following graph shows the candy sales for the last year at Melt in Your Mouth Candy Company. We're going to talk about bar graphs and reading bar graphs today. Make sure you guys are paying attention because in the morning we're going to do some of this in class, and I want you guys to follow what I'm asking you to do so you can do something similar and be able to continue doing what I'm asking you guys to do. I think it'll definitely help you in the future, especially down the line as these things get more difficult. It'll help you with other graphs as well. So a bar graph is very simply called a bar graph because it is made of bars, as you can see here. On the bottom, this is called the x-axis. The horizontal goes left and right. And down here we have the labeling. It says month, and we have all the months, January, February, March, all the way to December. So we have one calendar year. And then on the y-axis, we have sales, and it's in thousands of dollars. From 0 all the way up to $160,000. So we're going to answer a couple of questions using this bar graph. All right, so let's see. Okay. It asks, what are the 2 highest months of sales? All right, so we're going to look and see which are the tallest ones that we have here. Okay, well, we only have one that reaches all the way to the top, so we can take a look, and obviously, well, one of them is definitely February. So I can say February is 1. So the higher that the bar is, obviously, the more the money that they made. So they made $160,000, and it says in thousands of dollars. So we have to make sure that that's in thousands of dollars. So they made $160,000. So I have to make sure I add all my zeros there, and the dollar sign goes in front. All right. Now we got to look and see which month was next. Now we can look and see. I've got 2 that made over 120,000. I want to make sure that I am looking very carefully. I can kind of draw a line and see which one made more. Let's see if I can get this to work. Oh, that's a nice straight line here. You guys can use the edge of a ruler or your binder or any sort of straight edge that you guys have, a folder, anything on any sort of graph to kind of help you reach all the way to the end. It is a little difficult when your information's on one side and you're trying to read where the other side hits. But as you can see, January doesn't quite reach up to the middle point here, which is, what's between 120 and 140? Well, that'd be about 130, right? So that's what we're looking at. But December definitely does. So what would be more, January or December? Well, I would say December, so the other month would be December. So we have February and December are our 2 highest months. Now make sure you're writing down 2, okay? So again, you have to make sure that you are paying attention to the question being asked. So you're not just writing 1. You don't just go, oh, hey, February is there, and just write that 1. You cannot do that. All right. So I'm going to scroll down a bit. Oh, I got to turn off my lovely drawings here and scroll down. Okay. So let's see. what are some possible explanations about why February and December are so high? Well, that takes just a little bit of logic, and that is less about math and more about logic, which is important in math. So that's something we have to think about. Well, what's in the calendar year in February and December? There are different holidays. So what is the holiday in February that we have? And not all of us celebrate the holiday, but the holiday in February, a very big one for candy sales, is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. That sells a lot of candy. So that is one possible explanation. Now, there could be another reason why February has such high sales, but we're just making possible explanations here. All right. And December, well, what's the holiday in December? Well, why do we take off 2 weeks? We have Christmas. So Christmas would be the other one. Come on, write that in there. So Valentine's Day and Christmas would be the reasons for the two increases in sales. So those are just basic logic questions. You have to go through and figure out and think about what those two problems are. Okay, so, all right, now I'm going to kind of pull out a little bit, and it asks me how much more was sold in February than in May. Well, first we need to go, well, we're looking at February and May. So February and May. So we're just looking at these two bars right here. So what we can do is at the top, now when we have bar graphs, one of the things I'd like you guys to do, and one of the recommendations we would do, is at the top. Not all of these reach the top, but one of the things you can do is kind of write the information at the top. Okay, so we have 160 and then we have 100. That way you're just kind of pinpointing that information. You're not having to go, okay, this, or, going back and forth. You can just pinpoint it, and if you need to add, subtract, compare, you can do that. In some cases, you may have to add up all of these, and if you need to do that, well, then you just have all that information ready to go. There may be a series of questions that you need to answer, and tomorrow there will be a problem that I'll show you that already has them ready to go for you, but sometimes it's just easier for you to write them at the end. Okay, so how much more? So here's another keyword, how much more? What does how much more indicate? What operation you're doing? And here we go, again, operations. What are the 4 operations that we're doing? The 4 operations are adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Okay, so in this case, the one operation for how much more would be that we are subtracting here. So we're going to use these lines right here to do our operations. So how much more? We got to put the bigger number on top. 160 minus 100. Now we're working in thousands, but since these all end in zeros, these are pretty easy to work out. Okay, so 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0, 0 minus 0. Always start from the right, when you're subtracting, 0 minus 0, don't forget your comma. 6 minus 0 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. So how much more was sold? I can't write that small, so I'm going to write it off to the side. Is $60,000. So thanks to Valentine's Day, they sell $60,000 more candy in February than in May.